Hello everyone, it's Amy. Welcome back for week 12 of Crafting for Pleasure. So today we are going to make a few different kinds of stickers. I was asked to try and make the PET stickers or PET stickers. I don't know what that stands for. I had to look them up because I hadn't heard of them. And basically they're the clear stickers that we've been making for a long time. So I'm going to show you how to make those, but I thought before we started I would show you how last week's papers turned out. So these were the papers that we threw into the dye bath, and it doesn't look like it's showing up very well on the camera, but they're a very nice peach color. I really like this color. And this was just my stamp off sheet. And then there were some that when I took the ones out of the bath, I put a piece of the paper out of the bath, and then I put a piece of regular paper for two reasons. Number one, because you get some really cool images on there. And number two, it kind of helps your paper dry a little bit faster. So the ones that are the solid peachy colors are the ones that were in the bath. And then we have the ones that were the in-between papers. So, but they turned out really nicely. Some of them turned out very solid. And one side is always darker than the other. So if you kind of see it this way. But yeah, so I just only did this color. After I showed you, I really needed to clean up. So and this one, I just splashed some of the water onto a piece of white paper. And then what I did with the others, instead of making a color bath, I just went ahead and I stamped off the sponges that we had, and I just stamped them off on some paper, and so to get some of the color. And then I just, I took it and I just smeared it across the paper like this. And there's lots of different ones here. Here is the hole punch that I had done, and I used that a little bit, but here's one where I just smeared it. Here's one where I just put this on here and just took this and I just patted it through to get the dots from the punch that we made our stamps with. And here's one just kind of in the yellows. So this is just, this one I just tried to kind of cover the whole paper a little bit. But it gives you really cool background papers. And the colors are a lot brighter than what they're showing up. I'm not so sure why they're so dark on my screen. But I really like, and this is just patting it down like this, and then again like this, just to cover the whole paper. And this one, I took the pad and I did it because remember we had it was half yellow and half green. So this one I just took it and I just pressed it here, and then I flipped it around so that it would be opposite colors. And same here except straight. And here again, I took the blue and purple one and just did like this. I mean, you just so much can get such different color papers and such a variety. And they really do turn out pretty cool. So I just wanted to show you what I did with, since I wasn't getting the color wash off, I definitely still wanted to get some more paper. And you can do all of this paper that I did with all the kind of stamping type thing, and then still do your color wash. So, so don't think that I did this and then that took all the paint away. It really didn't, but I just didn't have time to do any more soaking. So, and then there is the piece that we actually made with our stamps. So I just thought I would just show you how those turned out, because a lot of times I wonder when I see something, how'd that turn out? So I wound up with a really big stack of papers out of that. Okay, so today we're going to do these stickers. Now, I have been doing these stickers since I was like 11 years old. When I was 11, my mom and dad got me a kit, a craft kit, and it was a slide projector. It was actually a slide projector, and you made your own slides, and you took pictures out of books or magazines that came with this little sticky plastic, and you put it on the magazine and you rubbed it on real well, and then you put it in water, let it soak, and kind of rubbed the picture off. And the ink from the picture stayed on the sticky stuff. And then you had the little slide cardboards that went around it, and then you could put it in the slide projector and it would actually project on the wall. So, this has been around for a really long time. Now they're making them, they're see-through stickers is what they are. And so I have made some, and I use different types of magazines. This is the thing that you learn. You learn that some things work better than others. So this one, and see, you can see the plate below down there. You see my finger. These are see-through stickers. Now this one is from Variety Magazine, which works really well, except there's so much pigment on there. There is basically no sticky left on the tape. Now the tape that I used for these was Scotch tape, and it's kind of heavy. So I usually use the clear tape from the Dollar Tree. I couldn't find mine, and it's the same, basically the same stuff, but it seems like the one that I had from the Dollar Tree stayed a lot stickier even with the paint on there. So I don't know if it's the tape that doesn't stay sticky, or if there's just so much pigment that it just got rid of the sticky stuff. Because so this one, because I covered the whole piece of tape, it is still sticky wherever it is kind of clear, wherever there wasn't much paint, but it works really well. And you can use a glue stick to glue them down too. So if you find out, oh man, this one turned out not sticky, which they don't all turn out that way, because if you'll look at some of my older videos, like we've done this before with the Dollar Tree tape, and it turns out pretty sticky. So, but like I said, if it's not sticky enough, you can just go ahead and use a little bit of tape behind it, because you still get the effect. Not tape behind it. Use some glue stick behind it, because you still get this effect of it being see-through, which is really, really quite awesome. So this one was with Variety Magazine, which works really well. Very pigmented. This one worked really well too. And this one, like, the paper just came right off so easy. This one also, the paper came off pretty easy. And that was, I did some different magazines too, and that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to try different magazines, different books, see which ones work the best. So this one came off really well. The paper came off really well, because on the back of them, if you don't get all the paper off, you'll see a bunch of white. And so this one was from, let me see here. I have all different stack here. I should have put them in some kind of order. This one came from Elle Decor Magazine. So, and it was just a picture on a wall. And so I took part of it and put it on my tape. And that one came out really well too. Then I did this Michigan Home, and that one was this one here. And this was just like, it was the legs on a table, but it's all like sticks. And I really liked that. But that one did not clean off as well. See the white that's still on it? And after you let them dry, if they still have this white on it, you'll want to go in and take that off. It will make them more see-through. So, and also very possibly like this one where the white is gone is a little bit stickier than all the others. And I think it's my tape that's not very sticky. So the tape from the Dollar Tree does work better, but it still is, I wonder if I can do it there. Not really, but it's still very see-through. So you can see my hand right through there, which is the whole point of your see-through stickers. So, and then this one is very sticky. This one came out of O Magazine, and this was just like, it's a bottle with a little bit of color coming out. It's some kind of makeup or something, but I kind of liked that look. Now this one is still pretty sticky, but the only thing was the O Magazine was very hard to get the paper started rolling off. So I probably wouldn't do a lot out of there. I would if I saw something that I just fell in love with and really wanted. Other than that, it was a little too much work for me. I like the ones that are easier, that come off easier. So, but mostly the ones that come off easier are the ones that do take away more of the stick from your tape. So you just kind of go back and forth. This one is from a kid's book. So he's really cute. And this just came from The Little Rabbit Who Wanted Red Wings. So, you know, you can go through and just try all different sorts of stuff. Now we have this one. And she is also see-through. And now she's not quite as see-through because this here is like, it's color. You know, it's actually the picture behind her. That's all part of the picture. So this color is not going to come off. If I didn't want that color on there, then I would just kind of cut around her and it would just be her. But I cut around the whole picture because I wanted that background. That's how she came. And now she came from this book, and I have like three different ones of these books, but these books are made to craft with. So I can use this and I can do whatever I want with it. You know, you have copyrights where you have to be careful about what you're doing. But this one, this is copyright-free images for Macs and PCs, because this one actually came with a CD where you could print out all these pictures as many times as you wanted to. But there's beautiful pictures in here. And you can just turn them into stickers yourself with or you can turn them into the see-through stickers, because it does work. But like I said, if I just wanted this oval, then I would just cut out this oval and put it on my tape. Because if I cut it out like this square, all of this color is going to show up. That color is going to come off on your tape. That's what you're doing. You're pulling the color off of the paper and you're putting it on to your tape. And then you're taking the paper away. So, and also, what I do, and if you've watched my channel very long, you'll know one of the things that I say is whenever you have stickers or something that you have used up, then go ahead and keep the backing paper. Now, I just set this in a puddle of water, so it's like this because I have water on that plate. But this is sticker paper. So when you use up your stickers, keep your sticker paper, because that's what you can use to put your stickers on, to hold your stickers. So, and another trick I wanted to show you, well, I'll show you that in a minute. And also you can also use parchment paper. And if you say, well, I don't have that kind of tape, I can't afford to go out and get it. Do you have this tape? Just this very clear, the shiny clear. And you probably could use the matte clear too, because that works. It's going to be smaller, but how big does the sticker need to be? Because right here's one that I did. And again, it is see-through. You can see through the letters there. This one I did with this tape. And I just cut out the word and then I put it on the tape. And now I have that. This one is sticky because the tape is all the way around the word. So, which is another thing that makes your stickers they can be stickers, is because if you leave some of the tape around the outside edge, then even if the paint takes away all the stick where the paint was, you'll still have a sticker around the edge and maybe put a little bit of glue stick underneath. So these are the different ones that I did this morning, just kind of so that I had some trial and error to figure things out. And so what you're going to need is a bowl of water. I use kind of warm water. It doesn't have to be. And then I also usually like to have a plate in case I need a little help at the end. If I need to press harder, the plate is easier because you're not reaching into the bowl. So put that one over there. And so we have a couple things. I have a Reader's Digest flower book here. And I did go ahead and I cut out some flowers out of that book and put them on the tape. And then so I want to see if that works. I don't know if that one works or not. I forgot to try it this morning. So I'm going to put that in there and we're going to try that one. And then we're just going to go and find a few other things. And then I'm going to show you how to make these stickers in just a little bit. I need to remember that. All right, so we have this one where we could take a picture out of here. And, but these are very standard pictures. So, and it's all done the same way. So I'm not going to do that one because I kind of want to show you when you're going through a magazine. And I'm very mixed media, so this may not thrill you at all, but you don't need to have an actual like full picture. You know, you may just want a little bit of something like this. I really like this, you know, and it's like, look, you can put it anywhere and the other colors come through, but then you've just got this little bit. And see, I still have a little bit of white here that needs to come off. So what I would do is, after this is dry, which it is now, just put it on the plate with a little bit of water on the plate. Enough water to cover your sticker. And then you're just going to find those spots where you still have paper, the white showing, and you don't want it showing. And then you're just going to rub those spots off. And this one is still sticky, so when I go to move my hands, it's moving with me. But so you'll go around and you'll get rid of those spots. And then I don't usually wipe my sticky side on a towel. I do wipe the non-sticky side, and then I just put it on my parchment paper or my sticker paper. So if you don't have sticker paper, the parchment works well. So I'm going to slide that one over there because we will need it in a minute. But so like when you're looking at your magazines, you can look at them, and there was something here that here. I thought that these were really pretty. And look, this kind of looks like a villa. And so we could just go ahead, I get tape on my hand, and cut that out. And the sunsets are really pretty, so we could do just the sunsets. I like this villa. I think that that's really quite cool. It almost looks like, you know, some kind of a Tuscan villa. It's not. It's a piece of property for sale, and I'm going to make it not as big as my tape so that I can still have tape around it. Do I need it to be straight? Not necessarily, but I'm going to straighten it out a little bit anyways. Maybe. Yeah, that worked. I'm really bad at cutting things straight. But you could even just do like this one. And just do the sunset. But I kind of want to keep that little portico or whatever that is called up there, because it kind of reminds me of a church steeple. So I kind of like that, and I'm going to leave that on there. So there's another one that I could do. And so, you know, I don't want a picture of somebody's whole house and yard and everything, but parts of it is kind of cool. So, and then it seems like there was something else that I had marked. Oh, here. Okay, so we can go ahead. I'm just going to rip this out. Oops, there we go. We could just go ahead and look at this color. Just cut this one out and make this into a sticker. And what is it? I don't know. I mean, it was a dress, but does it have to be a dress? Nope. Could it be a dress if you wanted to make something, make a paper doll? Sure, it could. So, but put a little heart there on the top, and we've got all of that color. And then even once we make it a sticker, we can go ahead and we can make it we can cut it into pieces. So let's just kind of look at this book a little bit. Now this book has really big images in it, but it's one that I had already cut up at one point in time. So I kind of wanted to really love that. Now I like that whole thing, so I don't want to make that into a sticker, but I will cut that out and use that for something all by itself. How about some mushrooms? Everybody's doing mushrooms nowadays. And I'm not exactly sure what the draw is to the mushrooms, but maybe someday I'll figure that out, and then I'll have a mushroom sticker. So what do I do with these mushrooms? These mushrooms, I really do want to cut them out because I don't want all that greenery, and I don't want that part of that bunny in my sticker. And actually, I could have left a little of the green around the mushroom. That might have looked pretty good too, because it would have kind of given the mushrooms a bit of frame. Oh, but that wouldn't have worked, because then when I got over here towards the bunny, we would have run out of green. So here we go. And so we'll make that into a sticker. So that's just the way you do it. And, you know, you have your magazines. I'll do one regular one out of a magazine. Let's see. This magazine is the one that worked the best. Well, we'll do this one because it works a little bit harder. So you'll kind of see that they're not all as easy as that one and that Elle Decor magazine, because they just slid right off. But now this is really cool. I like this a lot. Ooh, there's a clock. That's what I'm going to do. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to take these clock faces because I like clock faces. That I do see the draw to, which actually I guess I do and I don't. I don't know why, but I am drawn to it. The mushrooms, I'm not so much. And then I will just have a clock face sticker, which I can use for whatever I want to. Which also would work as paper doll face, very possibly. And I can do this one also. So the thing is, just go through and, you know, cut out some things that will fit on your tape. And then you can go through and put them on the tape and then do the water portion. Or if you want, you can do them one at a time, because it's not a really big, it doesn't take a whole lot to set it up or tear it down. So, just want to kind of keep what you want to do when you put them in the water is you want the paper to be on the water side. And that one, they want to flip over, and they definitely curl up. So, and that feels like it's going to be hard to get off. But let's see here. So I'm going to cut out this pendulum. For our regular tape. I don't want it to be that long. Okay. Alrighty, so now we've got some pictures picked out. And so firstly, we'll use our clear tape because we've got the pendulum right here. So I'm going to rip off a piece of tape that's a little longer than that. Oh, come on, tape. There we go. And I want to put it on something hard. There we go. So we're going to put our tape face up, and then we're going to put our picture, and if you can, kind of center it on your tape so you have a little leftovers. So we're going to put the picture on there, then we're going to set it on our parchment or our sticker back, and then just give it a press. like that. On the tape side, not the paper side, because you don't want the paper to peel off. Now we're going to take that, we're going to stick it picture side down in the water. All right, now we'll do these ones on this tape. And I have also seen people use, I can't think. Oh my goodness. The clear plastic, like shelf liner. Trying to think what it is. I don't want this to get stuck back down. I'm trying to get... Okay, very fiddly, very forgetful today. There we go. Okay, we got that on there. All right, so, yeah, like the clear plastic shelf liner, that works. From what I've seen, that works well for this also. So I'm just going to stick some of these on here until I don't have any more room. There, just like that. And then I'm going to have to stick those on the parchment because my sticker paper's not long enough. So I'm going to put it on the parchment paper like this and just give it, and I just use, you just want something that's pretty smooth. Just what you need to do is you're trying to get the air bubbles out from between the picture and the tape, because you want the picture to touch everywhere to touch the tape. That's what's going to pull the color off. If there is like an air bubble where the picture is not touching the tape, then in that spot, there will not be any color. So you just want to press it down like that. And then remember things so that you don't disappoint yourself. Like, see right here? There is no color on the clock, and this is white up here. So remember kind of if some of them are distressed like that, and then they come out of the water after you've cleaned them, and there's a white spot, there's a blank spot, and you think, oh no, I rubbed it too hard right there, and now I ruined it. Remember that, no, that one was distressed, so you're good to go. And then you're just going to put them in the water. How long you soak them doesn't really matter. Well, it can matter, but there is no set time, I guess is what I want to say. Some of them, you put them in the water and they are ready to go really quickly. Some of them, you put them in the water and they really have to soak for a while. So what else did we have here? We had a few more, so we're going to do those too. Put that piece there, and hopefully I didn't just let that go down. Okay. I absolutely hate it when I have to go find the end of this clear tape because it's so hard to get done. I'll put that one on there. There. And again, I'm just going to put it on the parchment and give it a press. You don't, it's not the pressing super hard. It's just making sure that you've got it all, the picture all in contact with the tape, and you're good to go. There we go. Alrighty, and now we've already pressed these down, so we're just going to put these in the water too. And trying to figure out exactly, I don't have enough room in that bowl, so we're going to throw those in there in just a minute. don't stick them together outside of the water. Inside of the water, they do pretty good not sticking together, but I'm going to say that now these are going to all stick together. All right. So we want them paper side down. I'm going to stick them on the plate right now to get them out of my way. Paper side down so the paper is touching the water. So I just put these 3 on here for right this second. And we're going to do this one, paper side down so it's in the water. I'll put these 3 aside. Alrighty. And then what you're going to do is, once you think it has set long enough, you're going to take your fingers and start pressing on the paper. If you start at the outside edge and roll towards the middle, see how that just rolled up right there? I just grabbed it and that rolled right up. And this is so you're going to keep doing that, because can you see now how it's still kind of white here and right here? Now we've got some bright pink. That's what you're looking for. This has still got paper on it a little bit, and this right here is pretty clear. Now in the water, and until it dries, you're going to think that the whole thing is clear, and it might be. You can also kind of feel when it starts to feel really smooth, you're pretty good. But still, after it dries, you may see that it turns white. And if it does, you just stick it in the water, and you're going to do the same thing to those spots that are white. Sometimes they just are very stubborn and it will not come off. But usually it does. So, and then that depends on whether you care that that little bit of white is there or not, depending on how much it is. So let me show you what this looks like right this second. See, here we've got most of it off. Right here, there is still paper on there. And here we haven't got it rolled back at all yet. And when you're in the water, you're just pulling on it like this, and it rolls it up. See how it's rolling up? And if you keep it in the water, it works the best. I have seen people that take them out and work with them outside of the water. To me, I get less rub off spots, because if it gets dry and you're rubbing on it, sometimes you rub the paint off, which you're going to do that at times. You're going to be doing it and rub some spot a little too long or too hard, and you're going to kind of rub the color off that spot, and that just happens. So there we go. That one looks pretty good. I'm going to just stick it over on the plate and grab one of these. This was one of the clock faces out of the magazine. And so again, you just start at the outside edge. See, I've already got some off, but you can tell there's none of it where I'm down to just paint yet, because it's not see-through yet. And as you're doing this, you can feel it get smoother, and that means that you've pretty much got the paper off. So, and see, like these ones were not in the water very long at all. So there just is no right or wrong time as to how long they need to be in the water. It's just, if you can get them to peel back, then they've been in there long enough. And if you can't, then you need to put them back for a little while. So there we go. Now remember, this one had the spot that was white here and here, and it's still white there and there, but that is now see-through. See, you can see my fingers right through it. And they're not as see-through when they dry, not quite. So I'm going to set that one back over on the plate. We're going to try this one that came out of this Reader's Digest book. And see, that's one that I have not tried at all yet. Some things, I copied some pictures out of that book that has the CD. And then I put that copy paper in the water. I cut it out and put it in on tape and put it in the water. Yep, the whole copy paper just came right off with the whole piece slid right off the tape. The color did not come. So I have an Epson inkjet printer. So possibly a laser, I don't know. But at this point in time, I'm going to say you can't really do this with a copy. Oh, that Reader's Digest book works really well. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And that is a clear sticker. So that's really, really, and the white usually comes off completely. So like this was a white bowl right here. And so the more white on it, the more see-through parts you're going to get. Like this one, you can still see the bowl because it was outlined in black. So it's still there. But if you were to put this on a piece of colored paper, that bowl would be whatever color your colored paper was. Like this. Not the best example because that orange is so dark. And like I said, I don't usually put my sticky side on the towel because I don't want the towel fuzzies to get on my tape. This one has got a lot of clearness to it, especially like the bowl. This one will be a good sticker. So I'm just going to set that aside. I didn't put it back on the plate because I don't know that I need to touch it up. It looked pretty good all on its own. So now this is another one out of the magazine, and this is on the regular tape. Just the, I would say Scotch tape, but that's a name brand and it's not Scotch tape. It is just a cheapy clear tape, probably from the Dollar Tree. Sometime when I needed to grab something or wrap something, and so I just grabbed cheap tape. So there is our pendulum. See how nice that turned out? And that's on regular tape. So you don't have to have anything special. Don't feel like you can't do this because all you have is regular tape. And I have not tried it on matte tape, with the one with the matte finish, like your regular Scotch tape, the one that says it disappears or whatever when you put it on your paper. And I don't have any here to try. I looked earlier and I don't have any idea where it went. But I would imagine it would work too, except it would give you a matte finish when you are done. And so there is that clock. Now in this clock, this was not really that, I don't want to say it. It wasn't that distressed. And yet, I think that I have rubbed a little bit of the color off on this side. Not positive, but I think that I did. So I think that that was like this gold color, but I think it was a solid line. And there's spots that are not solid. So very possibly I rubbed it off. But that doesn't, it just makes it look distressed then. So, and I do not throw this away. I have got my, sorry about moving you. I was painting earlier, so I've been dumping it in my paint water. I use a strainer, and I dump it into kitty litter. Now, you know, you really don't have to. I don't know why I use a strainer, because I just do. But then I also got to thinking today, I was thinking, you know, I have never tried, like, using this pulp to make pulp paper with. So I might try that someday. And then I just throw this in the garbage, and I put that in kitty litter. So, boy, that's full now. Alrighty, I'm going to get this out of my way, and we'll pull these over and just kind of, and like I said, you really have to, I'm just going to, I usually put them on a plate just so I can kind of make sure that they feel smooth. And then I dry the outside, not the sticky side, and put it on my parchment. Upside down, not sticky side down. Because when the sticky side dries, whoops, yeah, see that stuck to my finger. When the sticky side dries, I want to give it time to dry, I guess is what I want to say. So I don't want to put the wet side down, and I also don't want to wipe it with a towel and get towel fuzz all over it and make it less sticky. But these ones all feel really good. And we didn't do, I want to kind of mess that up a little bit. I'll just leave it in there. I want to really do this I want to do the mushroom. I've got these other two here too that I need to do. Paper side down. I'm just putting them in our bowl. All right. And this one kind of looks like I have missed a bit. It doesn't feel like it, but it does kind of look like it. So I'm going to let it dry and see what it dries like. If I feel like it's too white, then I will just put it back in the water and do it again. And this one I think is totally fine. I didn't find, it doesn't feel like it has any paper on it. So there is that one. But that is how easy it is to make your own so this is not even wet yet. See, you can see the paper's not wet yet. It's getting wet around the edges. Definitely needs to set a little bit longer. Then I stuck this tape to the side wall because I don't have enough water in there. But I really wanted to check out the mushrooms. Okay, I am going to leave those two in there. I'm going to take this one out for right now because there's not enough room to move those around. And I'm going to let those sit there for a second. And show you just a couple other stickers that when I was looking for the pet stickers, or PET, whatever that is, I saw people make stickers another way. So I thought that I would show you those couple ways in case you wanted to know. These are see-through stickers also. They are on my sticker sheet. And so this is what I do when I make my own stickers. People say, this is how I get my stickers off my sticker sheet. Well, I'm going to use tape that stays taped, doesn't get wet, doesn't have anything on it but a little bit of color, and so it's going to be very sticky. So what do I want to do? I want to make sure that I can get that off. So what I do is I cut a slice right in the middle of where I'm going to stick my tape. And then I've got that ready for when my tape is done. I'm going to cut a piece of tape. It's about that long. Yeah, screw it. I'm not going to worry about that right this second. And now I can't get it off my finger. I'll set that tape over there. Put this back on our book. And then we're going to draw a picture on the sticky side of our tape so that it doesn't rub off when you put it on something. So we're just going to hold our tape down and draw whatever it is we want to draw. There. And then we've got just an outline sticker. And it's going to look like that when you stick it on something. Or, if you want, you can go ahead and you can color it in. And put some color on it. So I'll just do it real fast here, plus the fact of I'm not a fan of like solid coloring it. So that just makes it have a little color. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to stick it there where I cut it. My slice is right under there. Okay, now this is my sticker. And now that's a solid piece of tape on a sticker sheet, and you're thinking, how the heck am I going to get that off? Okay, that's why we put that slice in there, because now when we want to use this sticker, we can make bunches and bunches of them. And the color's on the underside, so it's not going to rub off. But my trick to getting it off is, that's why we put the slit on our sticker paper or your parchment, whatever you're going to put it on, because then you fold it in half and then you just grab that and peel it right off. And that is how you get your sticker off of the backing paper. So that is a really good tip when you're making your own stickers, is to make that little slice. And see, the slice doesn't go all the way through. That's okay. You want a good amount of slice, but if it doesn't go all the way to the other end. But yeah, here is regular little Scotch tape. I did the same thing, pulled it out, drew on the back side, stuck it on my paper. Don't forget, the slice has to go on there before you put your tape on. But once you've got your tape on there, we've got all these little tiny stickers. And that cut goes all the way across, because these are individual stickers, or can be. So you cut off your little sticker. And then you say, I want to put it... I don't even have anything to put it on. I really don't. Let me see. Oh, you want to see this? He's fun, isn't he? I like that. That's a collage that I made. And then I made some copies of it just so that I could mess around with it. So we'll stick it on here. I'm going to take this little flower. Oh, we'll put him right down at the bottom of the... So now we've got our flower, and I'm going to take off that backing. There we go. There's our clear little flower. And see, you can even see the brick wall right through there. I should have put it more on there. Didn't think about it. So, but yeah, that is how you make another way to make your own clear stickers, especially if you want to do little drawn pictures like that. And then there's one other way. I'm going to swish our pictures around just a little bit to... I forgot to get more water because I had to test everything earlier. This is the, I copied this, and then I tried to do the same thing with my copy paper. So I'm going to put that on the plate with this other one. I'm going to put that on there, and I'll show you how that turns out also. So, and then one other way that I saw someone make stickers was they took a picture that they drew. I'm going to just cut a picture out of this magazine. Not even a great picture, but it's what we're going to have. Just so I can show you how to do it, because I thought this was ingenious. And these were like on shorts. I didn't really see, I don't know that I found any like full tutorials, but on shorts there was a couple of them. One of them showed how to draw on your tape, which I thought was pretty cool. And then the other one showed how to make these stickers. Now these stickers, like if you draw a picture and you like it and you want to make it into a sticker, you take your picture and you take a piece of tape and you put it on your, put that there, your sticker paper. I am going to, because this would be hard to get off if I didn't have it, put my slice on there. Okay. So take a piece of tape, tapey side down on your sticker paper with your slice, like that. Then you take the picture that you drew and you put it on your tape, and then you take another piece of tape stuck to my scissors. You take another piece of tape and put it on top of the picture that you drew. Just like that. And now you cut just a little bit on the outside edge of your sticker so that the tape that you put on top of your sticker sticks to the tape underneath. Like that. Now you say, but I don't want that white edge. You're not going to have that white edge. That white is our sticker paper. So as soon as you take the sticker paper off, that white disappears. So now you're going to turn it over, peel off the sticker paper, and now you have the picture that you drew. It is a solid sticker on the back. It's not just that little bit around the outside edge. You could just put tape on top of your picture on sticker paper and then peel it off. And you could have this little bit of edge around it, but then the body of your sticker doesn't really have much stick to it. So this way, this whole thing is a sticker. And now by leaving that little bit of an edge, you've stuck your picture to the bottom part. And that one will stick to the back. There you go. Now that is not a see-through sticker, but that is a solid sticker. That whole thing is a sticker and it is stuck on there. So that's a good way to do your own little artwork and make it into a sticker. So let's check these last couple real quick and see if we can see how they look. I don't know if, there we go. It was touching the water. I wasn't sure if it was even touching the water enough because I don't know why I was thinking that, because it was floating, but they always float. And at least I don't remember what magazine this one was out of. Oh, this was out of the Michigan Home magazine or the Elle Decor. I don't know. Oh yeah, this was the Michigan Home, because I was going to show you that it's a little bit harder to get the paper off on this one. But really, this is working pretty good. Maybe I didn't let it set quite long enough. And that's the other thing, you do want to be patient. So, put them in the water and then like go have your lunch or something, or go get a cup of coffee. Let them sit for a little bit. But they definitely don't need to sit for a long time. 5 minutes is probably even long enough, just depending on the paper. So here we go. And there is that one. That's really pretty. I really like that one a lot, and look how see-through it is. So, and then this one might dry a little bit with the white on the back, because that's the same magazine that this one came out of, and see, this one's got quite a bit of white on it. So this one I would stick back in the water and let it sit for a little bit and then do it again to see if I could get some of that white off. I'm going to do the mushrooms really quick too, because I just want to see how they turned out. But, so yeah, it's a really easy way to do this. Contact paper. That's what the clear paper that I was trying to think of was. If you want to do something that's very large, you could do it on contact paper. I've seen people do that before. And so you could try that. But to me, a sticker is not large. So to me, the tape kind of restricts how large I can make my sticker. And that just keeps me in line. Because I guess if I want a picture that's 5 by 7, maybe I would want it see-through. It's not just that it's a sticker, it's that it's see-through. That's maybe more the point. And so there we go. There are mushrooms. And they are see-through. See? So it's just a very cool thing to do. So thank you for asking. I don't recall who asked, and I do apologize. So I copied this. Did I copy this? I did. I copied this with my copy machine. It almost looks like it's going to work. Nope, it's not. I was hardly even pressing, and see. The one I put in earlier, it literally just, the whole piece of paper just came right off. But yeah, the ink just does not stick. If you're really, really careful, it looks like it's going to stay there, but it's going to have a lot of white behind it, because you're not really getting you're not getting all of the paper off. When you try and get all the paper off, you wind up peeling the whole thing off. So basically, it's going to be just as dark as if you just use the picture. I mean, see, this is not see-through at all, really. So, and if I tried to get the paper off enough to make it see-through, then it's going to just take the picture with it. So see, right here, you can see the paper's already gone. And right up here by the P. So it's see-through there because there's no picture left. But, yeah. So copy machines, or at least inkjet printers, don't seem to work very well, because see, it just comes right off. But the rest of them, magazines, kids books, and the kids book was not a shiny page, but the Reader's Digest was a shiny page. So the thing is, just go ahead and try it out. That's, I guess, the whole point of it. Just try it out. And like I said, if you lose your stickiness, this one is really stuck even to the parchment because it had quite a bit left over. And I wonder if yeah, it's mostly what's around the edge that's sticky with this tape. This one is sticky. Just where it's clear. But these are very fun. They're fun to play with. See, this one does still have white on it. It's still see-through, but not quite as much as it could be if you got rid of all the white. So that all depends on what you want to try and have or not. This is the regular sticky tape. And so I think that these all turned out pretty cool. And again, remember, mixed media is fun to play with. So just things that you just like the color, and that's going to be see-through. So if it goes on words or whatever, it's going to show through. We've got these pretty birds. See, you can see the clock. Can you see the clock there? That's actually, I really kind of like that. I wouldn't want it probably right exactly in the middle like that, but off to one side maybe. I like that. And we've got our little villa here. Oh, that one goes this way. And our bird. And our pictures like that. So I think that they turned out very well. It's really a fun thing to do. And, you know, I don't know if this is exactly like I don't know if this, nothing is going to be exactly because it's not made in the factory or whatever, but I don't know if this is what a pet sticker is like or not, but I only saw two things that showed them, and they were see-through stickers. So here you go. See-through stickers, fun to play with, fun to make. You get to pick and choose exactly what it is you want, and you don't wind up with 20 of the same thing. That's my thing with stickers, is if you have a little sticker sheet that's got like a little variety on it, that's one thing, but when you get a whole roll of something, you know it's going to repeat. And so it's kind of fun. These don't repeat. You just make them however you want them. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. If you make these, I hope you have a good time. And if you use the Dollar Tree sticky and find out that it's stickier than what these showed, let me know, because I don't have any right now. And I'm curious, because when we used to make them, they used to be sticky. So thanks again for stopping by. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.